Hello, mindful trader. How are you doing? I hope everything is fine with you. Welcome to a new quickly Forex market analysis. And it's quite important video this time because it is after the monthly closure of May. That's why we're going to start from the monthly candle for all the pairs which we are going to cover. In this video, I'm going to talk about the DXY, the US dollar index, gold, EURUSD, and GBPUSD. But as always, and as you know, in case you don't, so I always like to start with the economic forex calendar to see basically what do we have. So if we look tomorrow on Monday, we have some news in USD, and then we have also another important news where basically we have Mr. Fed Chair Powell speaks. And then Tuesday, we have some news on Swiss franc, Japanese yen, and USD. On Wednesday, we have Australian dollar, US dollar, Canadian dollar, US dollar, and Canadian dollar again. On Thursday, we have Euro news, USD news, and actually we have quite important news on Euro. And on Friday, as it's the first Friday of the month, so we have the non-farm payroll. Literally, from tomorrow, Monday, until Friday this week, every day we have news on USD. And USD is the dominant currency worldwide. So basically, it influences the rest of the market and everything else. Yes, when we have news like that, it's very good. This is what we love as a traders because we have volatility, but you need to be very cautious and mindful of how basically you're going to trade. Personally, I always advise my students, and this is what I do myself, I don't trade 2 hours before and after any major news, okay? Just to avoid any volatility, because your job as a trader is basically to minimize any opportunities where the probability of losing is more than the probability of winning. And at the end of the day, trading is a probability game. And you need to be very careful of how you do that. So keeping in mind that this week, basically we have everyday news on USD. Now let's move to the DXY. I will start from monthly time frame, and as I mentioned, and in a very easy and very simple way, okay, as a rule of thumb of trading, we have a very strong support here, which is that one, okay, as you can see, support, couple of times, support, and this is support since February 2023. So here we talk about more than 2 months. This level is support. And guess what? Here in April this year, we see a strong, nice candle breaking below this support. And guess what? In the month of May, a very nice retest to that level, showing that actually this support level, it's not support anymore, it's a resistance. That basically make you imagine how the rest of the month is going to look like. And Hisham, does it mean that we're going to see a big sell-off in USD? I would say yes, in the medium to long term. Short term might look a little bit different. Okay, that's one thing. Second, you need to understand the market psychology. As most traders, and understand this, I want you to focus here. As most traders, basically, based on what they have seen and what they have studied in most courses and books, that, okay, right now this is a level of support, price broke below, and then retest as a resistance. So most probably we're going to see from here a straight sell-off to the downside. Not necessarily is the case. And I will show you one thing. Okay, Let's look at this area here. Okay, or let me put it in a different way. Sorry, let me put it just in that way so you see what I'm talking about. We have this area, okay, and it was basically support, 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 support a couple of times, and then guess what? Here, what happened? Price broke below, okay. And what happened later after the price broke below? The next candle straight away, the price broke above and continued the move to the upside. And that's why I always say patience is a key in the market. Believe me. And you always need to wait for the price to retest any broken resistance or support. Okay? Price broke below. What happened here? Boom. Imagine when the price broke below here, a lot of people were selling from that point. But what happened? The price moved to the upside and basically collected all their stop losses. Okay, that's one thing which you need to keep in mind. But also, this is another thing basically where you can, I would say, just like a minute, where I would say that in general, when you make this kind of range like that, and when you see, this is one thing I want you to know, when you see such move and fake out that side, I want you to know that more than 70% of the time, there will be another fake out to the upside. And this is what happened here, okay? So this is just one thing for you to keep in mind. But here, the situation is a little bit different. We have this, supports here, price broke below, and it came to retest, and it showed a strong and big, nice rejection, confirming that this level right now is resistance. But I want you to know that that doesn't mean that we're going to see a straight sell-off from here, okay? There is nothing 100% sure. The probability, I would say, for me is 70%. But maybe we will see the price, okay, come all the way up to here or even here and then move to the downside and then, come here and then start to create, market structure, lower high, lower low, maybe lower high, lower low, etc. So this is another scenario to keep in mind. Yes, in one hand, we can see just after this, support, broken support, nice rejection, showing that it's nice resistance right now. Maybe from here, we will see straight away nice sell off, or maybe we will see the market to start creating lower high and lower low. So these are the two scenarios you need to keep in mind, especially even if we will take it like, with FIBO. Why not? You see, maybe the price to come to the 50% or 61.8, and then the price, start to trend to the downside. So these are the two scenarios I want you to keep in mind. And to be honest, I wouldn't even worry that much about, okay, going to the weekly time frame, nice, all these areas which I called here, my students already know how to find these areas, how to trade them. You can see price broke below, came nicely to retest this area, and if it's in yellow color, so it's weekly area, and we have also in red color, which is monthly, and in green color, which is daily. In general, the higher the time frame, the stronger it is. This is a rule of thumb, and I want you to know it. Okay, same story. What happened here? As you can see, price broke below, nicely came to retest this area, and from here, a massive and nice sell-off. And actually, we were in nice profits last week because of that. So this is basically, I would say, in medium to long term, we're going to see sell-off on USD. Now, let's move to gold. And let's start again with a monthly time frame. Guys, obviously, the smart trade for gold is always to buy. Why? Because we are in a massive uptrend. Massive. But don't be fooled with such doji candle. Yes, on monthly time frame, it's very strong. But don't be fooled. That shows indecision in the market. Okay? So basically, buyers nor sellers are winning. So there is a big indecision. And also, when you see a big rally like that, big move to the upside, it's normal for the price to rest a little bit. Okay, the price cannot move all the way to the upside or all the way to the downside. Price is usually moving to the upside, okay, let's say, and then resting a little bit, ranging, and then continue the move to the upside or start to move to the downside. So seeing such a doji is actually, it shows that there is indecision in the market, and this is very important thing to keep in mind. If you remember that from the last videos, I showed already how after the price broke above here, I called this area, but unfortunately, as you can see, I had my alert here because I wanted once the price to tap to this area, I will start to buy, but the price came a little bit close and then start to move to the upside. And then if we move to the daily time frame, actually let me move. Yeah, you see on daily time frame, we are in an uptrend. The price making higher highs, higher lows, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. That might be the higher low, and then price to go to the upside and make a higher high. But when you look actually in a short term, which started here back in, I would say 22nd of April, price started to make lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and maybe to make a lower low. What you need to keep in mind is two levels to keep in mind. Number one is this one. Why? Because this is the last, I would say, lower high of this downtrend which started back in April. Lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Can we call this lower high? No. Why? Because it didn't create a lower low after that. So for us, this is the last lower high, and this is what we keep actually an eye on. Same story, what we need to keep in mind for the uptrend is actually this one here. Why? Because this is the last higher high from market structure point of view, and as far as the price is above this point, we are in still an uptrend. As far as the price is below this point, we are still downtrend. So guys, you need to keep in mind, long term, or I would say, yes, long term and medium term for gold, we are in an uptrend. Short term, we are in a downtrend. Okay, so this is a thing which you need to really keep in mind. Moving to the 4 hours time frame. Okay, I put on the free Telegram channel that I will show it to you even later. Here you can see we have this level of support, support, support. And I said most of the retail traders right now actually have all their stop losses down here. Okay, and what usually that was when the price was basically here. Okay, and I said, as it's like that, most probably what will happen that the price will come to collect all the stop losses and then move to the upside, and then it might continue the move to the upside. This is market psychology. This is how the market works. But basically, no one talks about that out there. And what happened later, you can see, let's move, price exactly did what I talk about. Okay, so this is very important thing to keep in mind, the market psychology. But in general, guys, let me just let me do it that way. Maybe here quickly. So quickly, maybe not on this chart. Let's go back to this one. So what I want to say that on daily time frame, you can see also that we are here in triangle. Okay, that the price is basically, let me put it that way. So we can see that we are in triangle. Price is creating lower highs, and the price down there is creating higher lows. And the more we are going towards the nose of the triangle, okay, the more we're going to see price keep squeezing, it will be more like that. The price will be more squeezing, just like, squeezing like that to the nose. And then suddenly from here, we will see a big explosion or to the upside or to the downside. And most probably it will be with the overall trend, which is to the upside. So this is one thing you need to keep in mind about basically what do we have right now when it comes to gold. Now let's move to EURUSD quickly because I don't want to make it more than 20 minutes. So if we look again on monthly time frame, guys, very easy and very simple. What do we have here? We have, what do we have? On a monthly, on monthly time frame, a lot of resistance. Price broke above, came to retest nicely and shows a nice rejection and price to move to the upside. Okay, that's cool. Also, maybe when we look at it, we can see one thing here. Price broke above the 61.8 FIBO and then came to retest it. And what I want you to know that each level of FIBO is resistance and support. It depends where the price is for that level. Okay, look at this. Support, let me put it that way. What do you see here? Support, price broke below, came to retest as resistance. Price here, broke below, came to retest here. Price broke below here, came to retest it here. So price broke above the 61.8, came to retest here as a support. So it's very similar to, in general, to Dixie. We might see the price from here moving to the upside straight away, or we might see price moving a little bit to the downside and start to move like that and to create a market structure. This is what you need to keep an eye on. Okay, this is very, very, very important for you guys. And if we go to weekly time frame, so yeah, I would say, yeah, I will stick to that. Especially if the price is going to play, I would say we might see, yeah, we might see price to come and then start to move and create an uptrend. This is like, in these tricky times, I wouldn't actually eliminate this scenario. Yeah, but in general, again, for medium and long term, we are in an uptrend. And for short term, we need to see what will happen with the price action, especially keeping in mind this week we have a lot of news on USD. Every day we have news. Every day, literally. And also we need to keep an eye on this level here, because this level price actually is showing a lot of, you can just put it like that. And yeah, price actually is showing a lot of resistance here on weekly time frame. So we need at least to see how the week which is going to start is going to close as a candle, and then basically we can decide of what will happen later. Okay, now let's go to GBPUSD. And GBPUSD, let me start from here. So in last week video where the price was here, literally I said that I expect the price to come all the way down here, and then from here maybe we'll start to buy. And this is what exactly happened. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, price just moving to the downside. And right now I'm waiting to see. It's obvious that on monthly time frame, I would say we start to create an uptrend. It's obvious, okay? But when we look at it from resistance and support point of view, the price broke above this point. Yes, it's obvious. Let me zoom in here. So as you can see, resistance, price broke above, not that strong. So maybe I would say we can expect the price, yeah, price creating here higher, low, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high. Maybe, yeah, I would expect maybe the price to come somewhere here to retest this level somehow. We have this level, it's quite strong. maybe the price can come to liquidate it and then continue the move to the upside, if any. But yeah, we need to keep an eye on that, and I would say let's see. So thanks guys for listening. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you.